Dr. Rachna K. Singh, founder of Mind and Wellness Clinic. Dr. D.K. Benwit, Emeritus Professor at Department of Management Studies, IIT Delhi. Mr. Akshay Saxena, founder of Avanti NGO. And Mr. Piyush Tiwari, founder of Safe Life Foundation. I welcome you all. Humanity's greatest advances are not in its discoveries, but in how those discoveries are applied to reduce inequity. Social entrepreneurs are individuals with innovative solutions to society's most pressing problems. They are ambitious, persistent, tackling major social issues, and offering new ideas for wide-scale change. Social entrepreneurship combines the passion of a social mission with an image of business like innovation, determination, and discipline. Our first speaker of this session is a thinker, a motivator, a teacher, a writer, social activist, behavioral trainer, and a poet. He is the expert consultant to Union Public Service Commission, Indian Secretarial Training and Management, Central Bureau of Investigation, Competition Commission of India, Vedanta Group, and so on. He is currently the chairman of ISTD. Please welcome the man behind the vision of making people positive in their lives, Dr. Nanditesh Nilay.
So, very good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to my all panelists. When the invitation came to me, I was looking towards the logo of IMM along with the tree and the birds and the leaves. And what I feel that this is all about social entrepreneurship. When you will remove this from this whole background, this picture, then it will be an entrepreneurship. A person who is doing job and earning a lot, a person who is experimenting entrepreneurship is still earning. The moment you add on, it gives a very different meaning. Yes or no? So please break your slumber, everybody. Social entrepreneurship is not about being in slumber. You have to be very much introspective from inside. I'm going to speak only what is important to you. I'm not going to speak what is important for me. Because that's called social entrepreneurship. It's all about others. It's not about yourself. If you want to become an entrepreneur, I just want to begin with a scratch. Then first become an entrepreneur in the thought. It will appear in a thought. The struggle in the job, the toughness of the job will again put you go for second option. It will be an entrepreneurship. Still it will happen in a thought and it will die in a thought. This is the first one. If you are winning, if you are a winner from inside, if you feel no, this thought can be somewhere experimented with an idea, this is the second one. The third one, when people start feeling empowered by your idea, that's the interesting one. This is the time when you become a mature person, trust me. Maturity is not about doing a job and getting retired. Maturity is not about becoming an entrepreneur. Maturity is all about when other people also feel that they are not becoming small in your interaction, but slowly and slowly, they are becoming very big, very empowered when they interact with you. That's maturity. And this has been given only by entrepreneurship, and that entrepreneurship is social entrepreneurship. The third factor, when you earn a lot, whether you got a courage to share with others. This is the biggest question the whole world is struggling. It's not you and me, the whole world. We always begin with like a naive person, like an innocent guy, with so much of values and ideas and thoughts and expectations, lot of traditions, lot of culture, lot of God and lot of goddesses. But the moment we become empowered, the moment we become rich, we squeeze like this. Our heart squeezes, our computer screen increases. That's the technology keeps on increasing with us, but as a human being, we keep on decreasing in our life. So finally what happens? Warren Buffett can enjoy the life. Warren Buffett can do that. But how many rich persons in their life enjoy their life? Very few in their life. Why? Because contributing to others, sharing with others, it is the greatest challenge it has ever been for an entrepreneur. It has been the greatest challenge ever been for a professional, that what you have learned, हमारी तो स्थिति ये है कि जो हम सीखते हैं वो भी सिखाना नहीं चाहते. We keep on saving these with lot of passwords and security passwords in our life. What about richness? What about money we are talking about? Where I am taking all of you, life is not, the whole issue of social entrepreneurship is very sensitive issue, trust me, very sensitive. It has been said about values, that values are best understood when they are violated. जीवन मूल्य तभी समझे जाते हैं जब उनका उल्लंघन होता है. When somebody stabs you, you feel that world is not trustworthy. When somebody cheats you, you always keep on talking about lot. Oh, trust and honesty is suffering, is struggling in this country. In the same way, when you struggle in a society, when you have to send your son and daughter and they are not returning home late night, you are getting worried. You never ask a question. We are an independent nation. Tomorrow is 15th of August. We are celebrating our independence. Why we are getting worried in our country? Why? We are a democratic country. Why we are worried in our country? Is the country is not taking care of the law and order? Whether my children will not be safe? Where I am taking all of you, that if the country will create a culture of social entrepreneurship, the sensitivity will start percolating along. हम संवेदनशील बनने लगेंगे. And when this story will begin, trust me, the social entrepreneurship is so empowered that it never based on government. It never looks towards the government. It only enriches people to not only empower themselves to earn and share, but to become very much sensitive about the common problem of the society, common concern of the society. And I'm 100% sure the panelists we have, Dr. Banmet, and I'm just forgetting your name, Siddharth, the panelists, they will certainly add value to all of you. I just want to say to all of you is, do not only listen what the great panelists are talking, but please ask a question to yourself also, why we struggle to listen. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot. Enjoy.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I would like to invite Ms. Dr. Pramod Kumar, the director of IMM, to kindly come and join the stage. Our next speaker is an author, a coach, and a motivational speaker as well. He is the CEO of Success Monks Performance Consulting. Please welcome the very talented Mr. Siddharth Sharma.
Thank you. I have a presentation for you guys, so just let me switch it on. since I've already been introduced, I'll skip the first slide. Let me just come over to this one. All right. I have a friend who's a zoologist, and he once mentioned that, Siddharth, do you know horses are the only creatures in this world who have got the ability to sleep in a standing posture? And I said, fair enough. And he said that a horse can sleep in a standing posture, and it perhaps takes it roughly 15 to 20 minutes to reach that state. And I asked him, are you sure that horses are the only creatures in this world who have got the ability to sleep in a standing posture? He said, Siddharth, I'm a zoologist. Who the hell are you to argue with me? Just because you work with a company called McKinsey, you think you know it all? Let me tell you, horses are the only creatures who can sleep in a standing posture. I said, in that case, you are not aware of a species called post-lunch session audience, all right? And they have got the ability to sleep in a standing posture. They can sleep while sitting. They can even sleep with eyes wide open. I can see some of you doing that. And it does not take them 15 to 20 minutes to reach that state. Perhaps it just takes them fraction of a second to realize that, hey, this is the person I would like to listen to. This is the person I would not like to listen to. And I just hope that I managed to keep you awake for the next 15-20 minutes that I have with you, maybe because the message that I have to share with you. Research shows that by the time a speaker has reached the 4th slide of his presentation, he has lost 99% of the audience. Challenge for me as the speaker is to keep you up after this slide, because this happens to be the 4th slide of my presentation. So let's see how I perform. When I was invited by Himanshu said, Siddharth, we are going to put you in the category of social entrepreneurs. Though I run a company called Success Monks, which is not exactly an NGO or so, but one thing that I would like to mention is that social entrepreneurs are involved in some social causes, maybe a conservation of some natural resources, maybe doing some kind of social innovation. So if you really have to label me, maybe you can say that I'm trying to conserve this species called dreamers, and I encourage dreamers to dream whatever dream they have, be it for a business or be it for a profession that they have. So that's how you can label me as a social entrepreneur. I write on the subject, and so that's how I can be put into the category of social entrepreneur. So I hope I have justified my presence over here in this technical session meant for social entrepreneurs. Now so I was thinking about the topic. I thought that maybe what are the things that I can share with you about entrepreneurship in the 15-20 minutes I have with you. So the things that came to my mind were maybe few things in my limited experience of 5 years as an entrepreneur that I have learned, and also 30 years of existence that I have learned, if I can share it with you. So let's start from the start. When I was a kid, I absolutely hated going to school. One reason why I hated going to school was it was an all-boys Catholic school. That's the only thing I have not forgiven my parents for. I mean, how can they do this to a 3-year-old, a person who cannot decide for himself? But parents being parents, especially Indian parents being Indian parents, so I had no choice. So I was sent to the school. Every morning, it was a struggle for my mother to wake me up. So I want you to picture this, a double bed, a kid lying on the, on the bed, sleeping, and mother enters the room and says, Sid, it's time to go to school, and I would roll on to the other side. Then she would come on the other side, Sid, it's time to go to school, I would roll on to the other side. Then eventually she would call my dad. Dad would come from here, mom would come from here. Eventually they would catch me in the middle and drag me out of the bed. Said, it's time to go to school. And Indian mothers are very good at emotional blackmailing. I'm sure you must have realized this by now. So even though I was physically ready, I was not mentally ready to go to school. So there was one line that she would always tell me, Sid, if you do not go to school, you will not become what you want to become in life. And that was the dialogue that mentally prepared me that, okay, mom, enough of that dialogue, I'm going to school. And I would get up every morning and I would go to school just because my mother told me that, Sid, if you do not go to school, you will not become what you want to become in this life. And I don't care what kind of audience do I have, whether they are still sleeping or whether they are up. There's not a single person in this room who does not want to become something. Each one of you has got few dreams.